This is my update for August 2022. I have put a new bench in my soul. I actually created a beautiful garden with a bird bath and plenty of bird feeders, plants and flowers and trees. It's actually quite the oasis for birds and bees, for squirrels and for her. I have come to realize that sadness is here to stay. At first, I thought she would just come for visits, and then I began to notice that she was hanging around more often. So, I created a space for her to stay, and I'll wander out to the garden a few times a week and we sit together. There are some things in life that just don't heal. They might sting less over time, but they never go away. So, instead of shaming sadness, I invite her in and even got a really nice bench, as she seems to be a constant companion on this journey. Physically, I seem to change a tad bit more each day. I have spoken my last words and I made sure they were, "I love you." Saliva buildup in my mouth is awesome, as is having to get suction a million times a day. I just got Botox injections in my saliva glands and that should help. And yes, apparently Botox is good for more than cosmetics. I have Botox in my ankles, shoulder, biceps, and my bladder. ALS is like the gift that keeps on giving. All funniness, the saliva build is really a pain, and it is very difficult. It's one of the things that eventually leads to needing a trach. I'm still in the game. I am currently learning contentment and not being able to speak or make sounds. It can be scary sometimes when I'm in need and don't have access to my computer, or if I just want to say hi, or bye, or itch. But even in this, contentment is achievable, and I get a bit closer every day. It's a weird life, I must say, and not one I would have chosen. But that's the thing about life. You don't always get to choose. Contentment is an interesting thing, because it doesn't come automatically, but it can be learned. You have to be willing to put in the work though, and honestly sometimes it's as hard AF. But it's happening. We are learning how to communicate with my eyes. It's important for when I don't have my computer, like in the shower or in the car. New Orleans streets are not kind to people who have to type with their eyes. Nor are they kind to automobiles, or scooters, or cyclists, or drivers of automobiles. New Orleans streets are stupid. Straight up. Anyway, I digress. We have worked out blinking systems and other stuff. One blink is yes or okay. Two blinks are good morning, or thank you, or fuck you. You just have to read the situation. And three blinks are, I love you. I still have more good days than bad. I love my life. I spend all my time with people that I love, and you really can't ask for much more. Parenting is difficult. I have 4 teenage boys. This is my sweet spot. I was a teenage boy just a few years ago, and as luck would have it, it turns out I still have some teenage boy left in me. Needless to say, our conversations are colorful. I have so much to impart to these maturing humans, and it takes for fucking ever. A 20-minute conversation now takes an hour. And these kids have so much respect for me that they don't walk out on me, and I also ask them not to play on their phones. I suppose there is still time for them to walk out on me, and if they ever do, it will be a soul crusher for me. But just in case it does happen, I already forgive them. They are teenagers, and I do these conversations with everyone, including Zoe Moon. It's exhausting. Last night I had to have a very difficult conversation with one of them. It was very hard because he messed up, and I had to help him see it and explain to him what happens next. Of course, when we started, he was seething. But it literally took me 23 minutes to type my part. And I had 3 parts. It was brutal for him. And yet, when we were done, he didn't leave slamming doors or punching walls. He had cooled down. So, maybe this curse is more of a secret gift. Guess it doesn't really matter. It is here to stay, curse, or gift, or both at the same time. So, contentment. All things considered. I feel well physically. I know they give me 0 to 3 years, but I feel better than that, so we're shooting higher than that. I feel pretty good about it. That being said, my doctor, who I think is amazing, validated my thoughts and also tried to help me stay tethered to the capabilities of the disease, and there really are no ways of knowing how fast or slow the next part arrives. Guess we should just all stay tuned. That being said, we are thinking that 2023 might be the year I get tracked. We hope not, but the way things have been progressing, it feels like it. So, we're still fitting in some trips. Traveling with a trach is doable, but will be considerably more difficult. So, we are going on a girls' trip to New York in a few weeks. Going to see 6 shows. We are going to cruise again with the kids in November, and then our annual Christmas trip instead of gifts. One last thought. People still ask, can I feel? Yes, I can feel it all. This is different than a spinal cord injury. Nothing broke. I was probably as fit as I ever was, and one September morning at the age of 42, I woke up, put on my workout clothes, went to the gym and then went for a run. While out running, my brain and spine conceived of a plan to fuck up my body. And slowly, stuff just stopped working. So, yes, I can feel it all and no, you won't break me. So, I love hugs. Hugs are actually my favoritist. I like kisses on the head. If we're tight, I like foreheads. As always, thank you for being here for it. If you are still following my journey and you have yet to watch Ted Lasso, then in some way I have failed you. I am sorry, but there is still time. And as always, I encourage you in the words of the Avett brothers, the best beggars are choosers, the best winners are losers, the best lovers ain't ever been loved. And first place ain't easy, the hardest part is believing the very last word is love. Go live it. And believe, love,